Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Back with another Lori Vallow update. Let's talk about some of the updates that have happened since I last filmed. There is a police email that has leaked, and I'll insert the email here. The email's from Detective Nathan Moffat. I hope I'm saying his name right, Nathan Moffat, and the recipient has been censored. I am not sure what is meant by this email. We continue to work on Charles' case and are confident we are getting closer to getting Lori indicted for her involvement in Charles' death. My phone is always on, and I'm here to answer any questions or discuss any concerns you have. This is really important. Remember my last video, I was saying that if they don't find the bodies of JJ and Tylee, they can't really charge her with murder. This is a really good development, and hopefully, something comes of it, hopefully. I'm sure a lot of you have heard. If not, let me break the news. Lori's lawyers withdrew. She had 3 lawyers, and now she's down to 1. So I looked into it a little bit more, and I found some information that I'm not hearing a lot of people say. A lot of people say the lawyers withdrew, but I found an article. In this article, it actually says that Lori fired the 2 lawyers, Edwina Cox and Brian Webb. They're from the same firm, and they both withdrew, and now Mark Mead is the one. I think Mark Mead, is that what? Mark Mean, sorry. Mark Mean is also the one who filed for the removal of Judge Eddins or Eddins, Judge Eddins, I'm not sure. If you look at it on a surface level, they said no reason was stated, and then he actually signed to disqualify himself from the case. Regarding Judge Eddins' removal, Lori's lawyer said that Judge Eddins, we're going to say Eddins, couldn't be impartial in this trial because he presided over JJ's custody case. So I was like, oh, and that was why the judge also accepted and removed himself. So I tried to find out which custody case it was. When Lori was held in contempt of court when she failed to produce her children, the courts and the police had agreed that if the children were found, they were going to be put into foster care, basically. What ended up happening was JJ's grandparents filed for custody of JJ in the event that he was found. It was this custody case that Judge Eddins presided over. No new judge has been assigned to this case, and it has been pushed back. The 2-day preliminary hearing has been pushed back to May 7th and 8th. On March 19th, and I'll link this article below, on March 19th, Vallow hired a new attorney, Mark L. Means of Means Law and Mediation. It says, and fired her previous attorneys, Brian Webb and Edwina L. Cox. 2 days before Vallow hired a new attorney, prosecutors filed thousands of pieces of evidence as part of a discovery request, where both of the prosecutors and defense exchanged evidence they've gathered. On March 24th, Vallow and her new attorney filed another motion to lower her bond because new facts have come to light to support this notion. So her bond was originally $5 million, then it was lowered to $1 million, and apparently now they're trying to lower her bond again, because I'm sure you've heard no bondsman wants anything to do with Lori. Even though her bond was lowered, no bondsman wants to bail her out. She's like untouchable right now. Nobody wants her. On October 2nd, remember this date, 17 days before Tammy's death, Lori purchased a Malachite wedding ring. She used her dead husband's credit card, by the way, which she ends up wearing in her wedding to Chad. There's pictures of it here. October 2nd, this is an important date because on October 2nd, it's the day after she opened the storage unit. There's footage of her on October 2nd at the storage unit.
Lori returned October 2nd and 3rd with a man who appears to be her brother, Alex Cox.
October 2nd is also the same day that the drive-by shooting attempt was made on Brandon Boudreaux, Lori's niece's ex-husband. Malachite. Let's talk about Malachite. Now, when I read that her wedding ring was made of Malachite, I immediately remembered Ian Pawlowski's statement. In his statement, he outlines some of the beliefs that they have. One of the things that they believe is that they're spiritual weapons and spiritual healing. And if you remember before, they said that when people become zombies or they're possessed by these worms or demons, the way to heal them is to kill them. I'll insert this part of the statement here. They mention spiritual healing, and they mention a Malachite healing balm. There's a YouTube channel called Left Undone, and I'll link the video down below. They talk about whether Malachite was used as a poison. Hear me out. Malachite, if ingested or put in an elixir or something like that, is actually poisonous. Malachite is also not something they would test in an autopsy. Listen to some of the crazy stuff in Pawlowski's statement about what they're preparing a people cult to believe. Spiritual healing. Healing Malachite solution / balm. Malachite is said to have healing properties, administered by calling on it in a blessing. Could it be that Lori and Chad somehow deluded themselves into believing that by using this poisonous Malachite balm, they were somehow healing the children who were zombies, or Tammy, who could have also needed some healing? Maybe Alex Cox needed some healing. With this balm or solution, it already seems to me like they found a way to extract it and create some sort of potion, if you will, with Malachite, which if you watch so many videos about Malachite, they all explain that it is poisonous, it is toxic, it can kill you. Even the ancient Egyptians apparently used crushed Malachite powder as makeup, eyeshadow, and it was poisonous. The way in which Malachite poisoning affects the body could result in an unresponsive body where they wouldn't know how they died, right? Again, just a theory. I don't think it's that big of a stretch that she would have used this balm, which is undetectable in autopsies, not something anyone would think of, and then wear a Malachite wedding ring after all that has transpired, right? It's almost symbolic of something. It's sick, it's twisted, but we're talking about Lori Vallow here. Enough about the Malachite. She purchased the wedding ring 17 days before Tammy dies. Now, let's go there. This could be proof of premeditation, because if Chad is still married, why are you buying a wedding ring? Could it be that you were planning to get rid of her so that you could marry him? It's not like you filed for divorce. Just a thought. My arm hurts from reaching. You decide. I also found another article, and this is a little side note. The Preparing a People Faith and all these cults are actually getting new members due to the coronavirus. I don't know why people are like this. As if we've never had viruses. The 1918 Spanish flu, I think like millions of people died. And here we are in 2020. And I was saying this, I was thinking this, I was like, man, I bet you she's in this cell right now, hearing about coronavirus, thinking it really is the end times, and by July 2020 this whole thing is gonna blow up. Okay, so that's the update I have for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.